of fans, I think, and you hear from them too, and that is they're angry because last year Mark Davis and last year Dave Ziegler and last year Josh McDaniels said we're not in rebuild mode, and now they are. But the perfect explanation of that is what you hear from the coach and the GM, and that is, listen, we came in, we gave everybody a chance. We thought we were better than we were, and now that we've seen it, we've started to make the moves to move on. Do you see that too? I think fans get angry because you know how long it's been, because you've suffered through it too for this Raiders franchise to get where people want it to go. But this is a necessary step. You have to build long-term to win in the NFL, and you have to get your future quarterback.
We have to remember that Art Shell, Chapter 2, Bill Callahan, Mike White, Joe Bugle, none of these are Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler's fault. Like, and furthermore, they're not their problem. So the problem for us, and I mean us, like, if you ask me my biggest Raiders memories, most of them are huge losses in, 51-3 AFC championship game when I was a kid. And I remember sitting there in the couch and I looked at my dad and I was like, well, if they scored that many points in the first half, we could score that many in the second half. And it's like delusion has been in my blood since I was a child with this team. But the thing of it is, that's not Ziegler or McDaniel's fault to fix. All they can do now is deal with the hand that they have. Now, I think Mark Davis was particularly brutally honest, whether we like it or not, whether anybody wants to believe it. And this is the world we live in. Like, we want owners to speak, and then when they speak, we don't believe what they say. What did he say? I know he said he did not believe that coach and GM really knew what they were getting into until they got in the room. That tells you that, hey, even Mark Davis, and whether this is revisionist history or not, we'll never know. But right now, what Mark Davis is saying is, hey, I knew that the team on the field was not the same as the guys in the locker room, and they were going to have to come in and find that out. I will always go back to Harry Douglas, my co-host on radio every day. He's got somebody that he played with in the league that he knows well that played in New England system, that he told me one day is the smartest, not just player, person he's ever worked with in his life. And he asked him, how complicated is that Josh McDaniels offense? And the player came back to him and said, it's like nothing I've ever experienced. It is that difficult. And he said, imagine this. Every single wide receiver, every single running back could have up to 5 different reads on every play, depending on the defense. And the quarterback's got to know which of those reads are happening where all across the board. So that means if you're in 4 wide, right? If you're in 4 wide, that's 20 different options. And the quarterback and the wide receiver are going to have to see that the same. Now, everybody comes back to that and says, well, simplify your system. Josh McDaniels wasn't hired to simplify his system. Like, he believes in his system. So this is like barbecue at this point. They are taking a slow and low approach. Like, you just got to let it ride out. You've just got to cook. You've got to get the right teachers in the room and then build the talent up while you establish a culture.